The second concept I'm going to cover with regard to breathing is the idea that you are controlling a column of air that starts at your groin, comes up through your body to your vocal cords, where it passes through the cords to make sound. As this air is transferred to sound waves, these sound waves hit your resonating chambers and soundboards in your head to create what we hear as your singing voice. The support part of breath support happens when you pull up from your groin to create solid support at the base of this column of air. The higher you go in your range, the longer the phrase you have to sing, or the more you work through your break, the more you have to support this column of air from your groin. So keep your rib cage expanded, gently pull up with your abdominal muscles. Keep in mind that your actions are gentle. Don't yank muscles or over-clench anything. Singing is not a combat sport. Right now, you only need to understand this much. But if you get to liking this singing thing, and you really start working your voice out, extending your range and asking more of your voice, you will need to apply this idea a lot more. At that point, you will need to learn more about air management so that you don't run out of breath when you need it the most. For now, I just want you to understand this basic idea. It's really important to understand breath support with regard to your other instrument, the guitar. If you generally sit and play, you will want to make sure that this column of air is not kinked by your sitting position. It's best to use a chair that does not angle back like a folding chair, because it is easy to shift a little and slide back. This creases your stomach and cuts off your air support. If you stand and play, you want to make sure that you can stand fairly square-shouldered, at least when you're singing something that requires extra support, that is in your break or your head voice. Also, deep chest voice requires surprising support to keep it from wobbling. Remember, the chords aren't real close together on low notes, so it requires a lot of support to keep that voice from wobbling. You will want to avoid looking at your hands or your pedal board. You don't have to look like a robot, although it may feel strange at first if you're not used to it. You will learn ways to work correct posture into the way you present yourself as you play. One of the things that you want to do is learn how to keep your back and your ribcage open while you're singing. You take a breath in, you keep all of that open. I'm talking, I'm letting the breath go out, just like as if I were singing, I would be letting the air go out until I needed to take another breath, and I take another breath. Everything is open, it's prepared to receive that air. Your rib cage, your back, everything is still in that open position. I haven't let it collapse. So I'm not doing this. Okay, you can see that that's very inefficient. I'm doing this. So this is called working off the top. So you're leaving everything open, you're keeping that column of air going, everything is supported, and you're taking small breaths of air when you need them, and it makes it much more efficient, especially when you're singing long lines or you're working in your head voice or you're doing something that's demanding as far as airflow.